There comes a moment in every human life when you realize that the way you've been living is no longer enough. Not because you failed, not because you're weak, but because deep down you know you were made for more. More clarity, more courage, more meaning, more life. And the problem is not that you don't have potential. The problem is that you've been underusing it. You've been surviving when you were born to fully live. Most people wake up every day on autopilot. Same thoughts, same fears, same excuses, same routines, and then they wonder why nothing changes. But listen carefully, your life does not change by chance. It changes by choice. And the quality of your life will always be determined by the quality of the decisions you make daily. You don't lack motivation, you lack clarity. When people are clear about who they are, where they are going, and why it matters, motivation follows naturally. Clarity creates power. Confusion creates stagnation. If you don't decide what matters in your life, the world will decide for you. And the world will always pull you toward comfort, distraction, and mediocrity. You were not born to just pay bills, scroll endlessly, and wait for weekends. You were born to matter, to contribute, to grow, to become. But growth requires responsibility. And responsibility scares people. Because responsibility means you can no longer blame your past, your parents, your circumstances, or your luck. Responsibility means owning your future. The moment you accept full responsibility for your life, everything changes. Because now you are no longer a victim of circumstances. You become the creator of outcomes. And creators don't wait for permission. They don't wait for perfect timing. They don't wait until they feel confident. They act, learn, adjust, and rise. Let me tell you something important. Fear will never disappear before you act. Confidence will never magically arrive before you start. Clarity comes from engagement, not thinking. You don't think your way into a better life. You act your way into it. Action creates evidence. Evidence builds belief. Belief fuels momentum. Too many people are waiting to feel ready. Ready is a myth. Ready is a decision. You become ready by deciding that your future matters more than your comfort today. You become ready when the pain of staying the same becomes greater than the pain of change. And here's the truth most people avoid. Average is the enemy of greatness. Average thinking, average effort, average standards. You don't need to be extraordinary every day, but you must stop being careless with your days. Because how you live your days is how you live your life. Your habits are shaping your destiny, whether you are aware of it or not. Every habit is a vote for the person you are becoming. Every small choice either strengthens your future or weakens it. There is no neutral. You are either growing or drifting. Stop asking, what if I fail? And start asking, what if I succeed beyond my imagination? Stop asking, what will people think? And start asking, what will I think of myself if I don't try? At the end of your life, it won't be the failures that haunt you. It will be the chances you never took. You don't need more time, you need more intention. Time is neutral. It passes for everyone equally. What separates successful people from everyone else is how intentionally they use it. They protect their mornings. They guard their focus. They say no to distractions so they can say yes to purpose. Discipline is not punishment. Discipline is self-respect. Discipline is saying, my dreams matter enough to act even when I don't feel like it. Motivation comes and goes, but discipline builds empires. You must learn to raise your standards. What you tolerate becomes your normal. If you tolerate laziness, distraction, negative thinking, and low energy, that will become your life. But if you demand focus, excellence, growth, and integrity from yourself, your life will rise to meet those standards. You don't need to compare your chapter 1 to someone else's chapter 20. Comparison kills joy and steals momentum. Your only competition is who you were yesterday. Progress, not perfection, is the goal. And understand this, hard times are not happening to you. They are happening for you. They are shaping your character, strengthening your resilience, and preparing you for the level you say you want. Every challenge asks one question. Will you rise or will you retreat? Most people quit too early. They stop when it gets uncomfortable, when progress slows, when results are invisible. But that's exactly the moment. Growth is happening beneath the surface. Don't quit in the dark. Breakthroughs often come right after endurance. You must learn to manage your mind. Your thoughts shape your emotions. Your emotions drive your actions, and your actions determine your results. If you let your mind run uncontrolled, it will default to fear, doubt, and limitation. But when you consciously choose empowering thoughts, everything shifts. Ask better questions. Instead of, why is this happening to me? Ask, what is this trying to teach me? Instead of, can I do this? Ask, who do I need to become to handle this? Questions direct focus. Focus creates outcomes. Your identity matters. You will always act in alignment with who you believe you are. If you see yourself as weak, you will quit early. If you see yourself as capable, resilient, and committed, you will find a way. Change your identity and your behavior will follow. Speak life into yourself. Your inner dialogue matters more than any motivational video. What you say to yourself in private becomes who you are in public. Encourage yourself. Challenge yourself. Believe in yourself, especially when no one else does. Success is not a single moment. It's a series of daily commitments made consistently over time. Small actions repeated daily create massive transformation. Show up. Do the work. Even when it's boring, even when it's hard, especially when it's hard. And remember this, you are needed. Your voice matters. Your story matters. Your effort matters. There are people whose lives will be better because you refuse to quit. But you must first believe that your life matters enough to live it fully. Stop waiting for the perfect moment. This is it. Stop waiting for permission. You already have it. Stop waiting for confidence. Build it through action. Decide today to live with intention. Decide today to raise your standards. Decide today to take responsibility. Decide today to show up as the strongest version of yourself. Because one decision truly can change everything. And that decision starts now. At some point, you must stop negotiating with your potential. You must stop treating your dreams like optional hobbies and start treating them like responsibilities. Because deep inside, you already know the truth. You know when you're playing small. You know when you're settling. You know when you're distracting yourself instead of building yourself. Most people don't fail because they're incapable. They fail because they lose focus. They let the noise of the world drown out the voice of their purpose. Notifications replace intentions. Comfort replaces courage. And slowly, without realizing it, they drift away from the life they once imagined. But drifting is a choice. Just like discipline is a choice, just like growth is a choice. And today, you get to choose again. You are not late. You are not broken. You are not behind. You are simply at a moment of decision. A moment where you can either repeat the past or rise into a new future. And that future doesn't begin someday. It begins the moment you decide to think differently, act differently, and demand more from yourself. You don't need to fix your entire life today. You just need to win this moment. One focused hour, one disciplined action, one courageous decision. Momentum is built in moments, not miracles. Stop underestimating the power of consistency. You don't need explosive motivation. You need repeatable behaviors. You need to show up even when no one is watching, especially when no one is watching. Because who you are in private is who you become in public. There will be days when you feel tired. Days when doubt creeps in. Days when progress feels invisible. That does not mean it isn't working. That means you're in the process. And the process always feels uncomfortable before it feels rewarding. You must learn to keep promises to yourself. Every time you quit on yourself, you weaken your self-trust. And every time you follow through, you strengthen it. Confidence isn't loud. Confidence is built quietly through kept commitments. Your environment matters. If you surround yourself with negativity, distraction, and low standards, it will shape you. You must intentionally design your life to support your growth. Protect your energy. Guard your focus. Be selective about what you allow into your mind. Not everyone will understand your journey. Not everyone needs to. Some people will question you. Some will doubt you. Some will project their fears onto your ambition. Let them. Their limitations are not your responsibility. You are allowed to outgrow people. You are allowed to evolve. You are allowed to want more. Growth will cost you comfort, but comfort will cost you your future. There is a version of you that already knows how strong you are. A version that doesn't quit at the first sign of resistance. A version that stands tall even when things get hard. That version is not created later. That version is revealed through pressure. Pressure doesn't create character, it reveals it. And every challenge you face is an invitation to rise. Stop rehearsing worst case scenarios. Your mind becomes what you repeatedly feed it. Feed it vision. Feed it belief. Feed it discipline. Feed it courage. You are not defined by your past mistakes. You are defined by your current standards. What you do from this moment forward matters more than anything you did before. Forgive yourself. Learn the lesson. Move forward stronger. Carry wisdom, not guilt. Success is not about being fearless. It's about acting despite fear. Courage is not the absence of fear. Courage is commitment to something bigger than fear. And your purpose must be bigger than your excuses. You don't need validation from the world. You need alignment with yourself. When your actions match your values, peace follows. When your effort matches your ambition, confidence follows. Stop asking for easier paths. Ask for stronger character. Stop asking for less resistance. Ask for greater resilience. Every day, you are becoming someone. The only question is who. Someone disciplined or distracted. Someone intentional or reactive. Someone growing or someone repeating. Choose growth. Choose effort. Choose responsibility. Choose to show up when it would be easier to quit. Because years from now, you will either thank yourself or regret that you didn't start when you had the chance. And that chance is now. Not tomorrow, not next month, now. Decide to live fully. Decide to lead yourself. Decide to rise. Your life will change the moment you do. There will come a day when you realize that no one is coming to save you. No perfect opportunity, no magical moment, no sudden wave of motivation that fixes everything. And that realization is not depressing, it is empowering. Because the moment you accept that your life is your responsibility, you reclaim your power. Power doesn't come from wishing, it comes from ownership. Ownership of your thoughts, ownership of your habits, ownership of your future. You must stop waiting for external circumstances to change before you change internally. The world responds to who you become, not to what you want. If you want better results, become a better decision maker. If you want a better life, become a stronger leader of yourself. Leadership starts within. It's how you speak to yourself when things go wrong. It's how you act when no one is applauding. It's how you show up when you're tired, discouraged, or unsure. Most people are not exhausted because they're doing too much. They're exhausted because they're doing too little of what actually matters. They waste energy on worry, comparison, and distraction instead of channeling it into growth. Focus is a superpower. In a world designed to distract you, the ability to concentrate on what truly matters will separate you from the crowd. Protect your focus like your future depends on it, because it does. You don't rise to the level of your goals. You fall to the level of your systems. What systems have you built to support your success? What routines reinforce your vision? What daily actions move you forward, even on hard days? Your mornings matter. Your evenings matter. The small decisions you repeat are shaping the direction of your life far more than the big moments you obsess over. Stop chasing intensity. Chase consistency. Intensity fades. Consistency compounds. Every time you choose discipline over comfort, you are investing in a future version of yourself that will thank you. Every time you choose comfort over discipline, you are borrowing peace from your future and paying for it with regret. Regret is heavier than effort. Always, you must learn to sit with discomfort without escaping it. Growth lives there. Strength is built there. Confidence is earned there. When you feel resistance, don't retreat. Lean in. Resistance is a sign that you are at the edge of expansion. You were never meant to live a small, quiet, unchallenged life. You were meant to stretch, to struggle, to strive, and to become. Stop labeling challenges as problems. Start seeing them as training. Training for leadership, training for impact, training for the level you say you want to reach. And let's be honest, not everyone wants to grow. Some people want comfort disguised as happiness. Some people want security disguised as peace. But deep fulfillment comes from progress, contribution, and meaning. You feel most alive when you are becoming. You feel most confident when you keep promises to yourself. You feel most powerful when your actions align with your values. Your values are your compass. Without them, you drift. With them, you decide. Decide what you stand for. Decide what you won't tolerate anymore. Decide who you are committed to becoming. Then, let your actions prove it. You don't need to announce your goals. You need to execute them. Let your progress speak. Let your consistency make the noise. There will be seasons where you work in silence, where no one notices, where results are slow. That season is not wasted. It is foundational. Trees grow roots before they grow fruit. Stay patient. Stay disciplined. Stay committed. Stop romanticizing other people's success without respecting the effort behind it. Success is earned in unglamorous moments, early mornings, late nights, boring repetition, uncomfortable growth. Fall in love with the process. That's where mastery is built. And remember, you are not here just to succeed. You are here to contribute, to add value, to lift others as you rise. Impact multiplies fulfillment. When you grow, you give others permission to grow. When you lead yourself well, you influence others without trying. Your example matters more than your words. So show up with integrity, show up with effort, show up with courage. Even on the days when self-doubt whispers that you're not enough, remind yourself that growth is proof that you are becoming. You don't have to see the entire path. You just need the courage to take the next step. Momentum follows movement. Clarity follows action. Confidence follows commitment. And the life you want is built one intentional decision at a time. Decide again today. Decide to rise again. Decide to live fully. Because this is your life. And it is happening now.